What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. And they say Saweetie is selling it. She's getting exposed left and right. Like the video's intro plays, we got a lot to get into.
Could somebody please make it make sense?
Make it make sense to me intellectually.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Made sense.
Make it make sense. You know what was up.
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
What's up, Playboy?
What's up, Diddy? I thought it was a party here today.
No, this is the party.
Oh, why? I just come back when everybody get here. Nah, stay. Nah, it's cool. I just come back later when everybody get here. I said stay!
Look at me. What did I say? No. Come here. Look at me. Hey. Look at me. No.
Okay, guys. So this was also not on my bingo card. I'm not going to say this is a surprise, but it was not on my bingo card. We've been hearing a lot about Saweetie and Offset. We've been hearing a lot about Saweetie in general. She's been putting her foot in her mouth, like when she said this.
Just you're getting endless bags. You are, listen, that girl, right? I don't think they understand how many doors, how many rejections, how many times people have counted you out.
I saw it on TikTok. They talk about pretty privilege, but they don't talk about pretty punishment. There's been so many times I've just been counted out, and I know that it's behind animosity. I know it's because of a hidden agenda, but it makes me work harder. But this has happened like my whole life. So it's like what I deal with in the industry is just different face, same case.
Oof.
That woman absolutely set her up. She's not a victim of pretty punishment. She is a victim of her circumstances. And those circumstances are she's marginally talented. She's very attractive, marginally talented. And the only reason her foot was in the door was because of her looks. So you've not been punished. You've been elevated to, some would say, a spot in the industry that you don't deserve based on talent. Juxtapose that with how Elizabeth Taylor felt about looks.
For women in the world, do you think beauty has its own curse?
No. I think to be considered pretty or beautiful, or however you want to put it, is lovely. As long as you realize it's a very superficial thing and something that can disappear in a second and means nothing. It's just, we all have the same features. They're thrown together in different ways. And they have nothing to do with life.
Very different. Very different mindset. I'm not sure if Saweetie is being purposefully obtuse to the fact that she's not a great rap talent, and that's the industry that she has chosen to make her occupation, or if she really is dense and believes that. Either way it goes, that wasn't a good soundbite. The rollout for her new single, her new album, whatever, was not great either. But the worst thing was this lady. Her name is Maybach May. And after we get into what she has said about Saweetie, I'm thinking she's less of a manager and more of a madam. Just to fill you guys in, it says Saweetie accused of exploiting rumor boyfriend Jadon Sancho by alleged ex-manager. Saweetie has been in a rumored relationship with the football Jadon Sancho since early 2025, but now Maybach May, who claims to be her ex-tour manager, I guess you could do like quotations wherever we say her manager, has come forward to claim she owes her money and has been using her celebrity boyfriend for money. Here are all the details. Saweetie and Jaden Sancho have been rumored boyfriend and girlfriend since January of 2025, but now the rapper is facing allegations of using her celebrity partner for his money. On October 8th, post emerged from Instagram account Maybach May, who claims she was an ex-manager of the star. In a series of story posts tagging the Icy Girl directly, she claims she hadn't received payment for her work, in particular a trip to Chelsea, where she fell in love with Jaden. The alleged manager also claimed that the star was using the football player for his money and threatened to expose her for a slew of wild claims. I don't know why this particular blog who's reporting on this is being this nice, because once you see the text messages and the underlying tones, you will understand where we're about to go. One post read, instead of paying me, she fell in love with the client and told him not to pay me, and she got what she wanted and never paid me. Simple, I want my money. So let's start there. The client was the team. So she couldn't fall in love with the team. She didn't just become a huge fan and fall in love with the team unless the client was the man. Y'all got to read between these lines. Unless the client was the man.
Like, girl, get it together. Connect the dots.
Another reads, Sancho, after you done paying and getting tattoos of a hoe you barely know, run me my money. She hates her career, so you came right on time like the trick you are. She posted this. It says, hey, sweetie, I see you playing internet games on Beyonce's Internet Child. Let me know how you want to play this. I'm either going to receive my money from you, or I can start addressing some of those rumors with TMZ. We spent almost a month in Africa. You should know I wasn't going to let you play me out of some money. So this is a photo of her right behind. There's Maybach May. She says, I'll tell a joke, but I don't never tell a lie. I sent you to Dubai because you never balled before and was depressed looking for a happy life. Took you to London, babes. Took you to Nigeria, booked you on an Australian tour. I helped this girl so much, only for her to play with my money, and I am missing my money. This refers to just a few weeks prior to this news breaking in September, when Jaden got a tattoo of his alleged girlfriend's name, Quavia, behind his ear. While the couple has remained super private over the year, the most recent evidence was this tattoo, which seemingly confirmed their romance. So these accusations arising just weeks after make these allegations more unfortunate. The supposed ex-manager also shared private text messages he claimed was from Saweetie. So she said the girl was into witchcraft and liquor and whatever. But this, you're sending your quote unquote manager a message that says, when bitches run up on Jaden, how much they doing in a weekend? So let's connect these dots. You were booked to fly out. You fell in love with the client. And you're asking how much you stand to make from being with him for the weekend. Now, everything about Saweetie is richening my type. We get it. It's not like a leap for her to do this. It's just people don't like to really fill you in. Everybody's getting to the bag. The interviewer earlier said, everybody, you're getting to the bag. You're getting to the bag. If you're an escort, you're an escort. I'm sex positive, so I feel like, if you have agency over your own body, but don't try to sell a dream. You're not just dating rich men for money and, your life is fabulous. You are being booked. These people are your clients, according to Maybach May. That's different. I feel like everybody wants to be a baddie. It is what it is. You can do what you want. You can sleep with who you want. Don't sell these young people a dream. Dudes, don't try to make it seem like, you're just a man. If you have money, but you ugly, or your breath stink, or you're small, or whatever the case is, you don't get a girl like Saweetie. You are a trick. Ladies, it ain't just about getting the bag or getting the purse. If you are being booked by a client, it is what it is. Sex worker. This woman said a little, put out a little, but it said a lot. She says, I want to make one thing clear. I booked her for an appearance to visit the Chelsea estate and support the soccer team. Instead of paying me, she fell in love with the client and told him not to pay me. I was a road manager with her getting deals. I was solid to this girl. She got what she wanted and never paid me. Simple. And I want my money. So another thing, guys, if you are a tour manager or a road manager, there is something that contractually obligates that artist to pay you. You're not doing that, which is another clue that she's not an atypical manager. She did not go through the courts to correct the situation. She is going to social media to expose her. Y'all, she can't, and this is just my opinion, she can't come out and say I'm a madam, but all of this reads, I'm connecting you with the right type of clients to make that money on the side. They're not booking her to perform at the soccer game. These dudes book girls like Saweetie, so that gets them additional attention, that gets them in the blogs, the media, all of that plays a role, which was why we're going to get into Young Miami in a minute. Just be upfront. Cardi B told us at the very beginning, before she got her teeth fixed, before she was on Love and Hip Hop, when she was just a stripper with a heart of gold, she basically said, it's not what you think it is. I dance, I scam dudes, I drug them, take them to the hotel, steal from them. It's not as glamorous as just walking around with a Chanel bag. And I think that is what we get stuck in, that mentality of, well, if somebody has money or things, that's aspirational. No, sometimes they're just selling ass. The footballer earns $200,000 a week in his current contract. The fan on Twitter joking about how he couldn't accept a lower contract because Saweetie asked for her third Birkin this week. Jaden's net worth is said to be anywhere between 12 to 20 million, whilst the rapper is estimated to be around 4. I mean, this is a good time to like the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Are you surprised? Were you able to read between the lines, or do you think that this was something innocent? Definitely put it in the chat. If you feel like Maybach May was on some shit and this was just innocent, I want to hear about it. I don't think it was innocent. Moving right along, I just wanted to point out a couple things. Like this. RAW, which stands for real ass horror. There are women in the industry who have all but told us. And the problem is when they actually just admit, like when they're saying, oh, I'm just, getting to the bag or whatever. I'm, just dating rich dudes. When they actually say that they are a sex worker, that's when people don't lock in, which is partly why RAW, which stands for real ass horror, flopped. Carisha just straight up told us what it was, and people did not accept it the way that they accepted her music. And I think that was actually a surprise to her because, she talked about the golden sprinkles and everything else. And there was some backlash.
She was somebody the other day. I said, I'm really, like, I'm on, like, with a W. Like, I'm on.
But define that, though.
Like, I'm on.
So we've heard that Carisha was accepting money as a whore. We know that some of these women are paid to date certain men. I think it's sad to say it's the culture.
When I first met my man, I was still in a halfway house. So
From scamming and getting caught.
he came and see me. He came to Atlanta. I was in a halfway house.
That's real love.
And he gave me, like, he had a bag full of money, and I had a little Chanel bag, and he was like, take as much as you can.
Not the baby Chanel.
And I only could fit 30,000, and I was so mad. And he took me, like, to Louis Vuitton.
If you follow JT, oftentimes she's holding up a bag saying your man could never. It's the mentality. Like, this is crazy. Crazy enough that we're watching Diddy's son do an interview because he was going to be a podcaster. He said 2 words. His co-host said everything. He just sat there and kind of laughed. But you know, when you're a nepo baby and you're marginally talented like your father, that stuff comes easy. We'll get you a show, a full production, and you have to do nothing. But moving right along to her. The story that she told was not I fell in love with him. It was that he showed up to the halfway house with a bag of money and said, you can fit whatever you can fit in your purse is yours. So she ended up walking away with $30,000. Didn't talk about falling in love, didn't say anything. And also, since we're just kind of like unveiling stuff, she can get a $30,000 bag, but she's with a cross-dresser who has a history of physically assaulting his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend and putting a pow pow to her stomach. You are not the winner. You talking to all the women whose men can't afford, an expensive Chanel bag as if you got the prize. Do you see where I'm going with this? We got Saweetie, arguably one of the most beautiful rappers with no talent, being outed as an escort. We have the city girls ushering in. Like, Trina walked so the city girls could run. And by the time they are actually just admitting in their raps that they are actual sex workers and whores, the general public says, we're not going to buy into that. We'll go as far as you rapping about, tricks and everything else. But once you actually let us know that that's what you're exchanging it for, they're over it. Let's move back to Saweetie. So Maybach Mate also alleged that Saweetie was with Cardi B's man Offset. Then shout out to Gabor. He said Quavo wrote about it. This was a song lyric. I said, Carisha, please, because she too messy. Be F'd my dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing. You wanted the gang. You should have just said it. We would have blessed it. Now, some say that this is actually about Saweetie having been with Offset. We just saw a video where Offset acknowledged that he's a drug addict and that he did not sleep with Saweetie on the Keke Palmer podcast. But, if he's off drugs now, I don't think he would admit that. Their relationship also ended in domestic violence, and he took back the Bentley. So it's not all glamorous as they would have you believe. To Cardi B and her men. So we all know that Cardi B is now with Stefan Diggs. But Stefan Diggs, at the height of his scandal with the young man who said that Stefan had not only made multiple sexual advances at him when he turned down and drugged him, when he turned down those sexual advances, Stefan then had him robbed for his very expensive jewelry. At that time, all of a sudden, Stefan starts being pictured with Carisha, who admits.
I with somebody the other day. I said, I'm really with a W. Like, I'm on.
So it ain't just with Diddy, where we've heard what her alleged going rate was. It's with Stefan Diggs. Now, Cardi is up front. She used to, we'll just say she had her own tricks while she was, stripping. So she's up front about what she does. And she's actually told the girls that it's a cautionary tale. You very rarely, I've never heard Saweetie say anything. Just kind of makes herself the victim. Then we have Offset and Saweetie. And we're now hearing that Saweetie is booked for her services that don't involve rapping. Cardi, what are you picking? I'm feeling like the picker is off. I'm really feeling like the picker is off. And we can say what we want. Again, you have agency over your own body, men and women. You can do what you want. It's just don't sell these kids the dream. Because if what it really is a bunch of situations like what the yacht girls go through, you don't know what yacht girls are. These are the influencers who are paid $30,000 to $50,000 to go to Dubai, where we'll just say inhumane things happen to them on yachts. Dubai is very strict, so these very rich men, these sheiks, they take the girls out in international waters where the Dubai laws don't apply, and they do ungodly things to them, including defecate for $30,000 or $50,000. These girls come back with a Chanel bag. They post all the pictures of the food and the yacht, and it just paints an inaccurate picture for these young girls. It's not as glamorous as you think. And even somebody like Saweetie, if these allegations are true, it's just not a good look. Go to another Candy boot camp and work on your rapping. You could do so much more than just be, up for sale or whatever you want to say. I'm going to be very interested in the way these comments go. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. If you are not new to the channel, it's a free liking the video is a free way to support the channel. I will see you guys later. I'm really curious to see how you feel about this one. Have a good one.